What's up, guys? It's me. I'm back with another video. How are all of you doing? I went outside just before and somebody was like grilling out there and I was just like, oh my god, I don't know what they were cooking, but I was about to invite myself to their little party because it smelled fucking amazing. Alright, so I am here to talk about the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I'm going to do some swatches and some first impressions. Oh, it's upside down, JK. Alright, boop, boop, boop. Very, very, very pretty packaging. Huda is absolutely fucking gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful woman. So inside, it's got this like insert. Boop, boop. Very cool. Very weird. I like it. I might keep that. And then there is a large mirror, which I'm going to fold back. And this is the palette. Okay, so the only experience I have with Huda shadows are from the tiny little what are they, the warm brown obsessions and like burgundy obsessions, like the little holiday ones that she did, and I love them. I was super impressed. So just doing some finger swatches of the first three colors. We've got desert sand, which you could barely see. We've got musk and Eden. Okay, very cool. And then amber. Let's throw that on here. There's amber. So far so good. I'm really pale, so a lot of the time those light shadows you can't even see on me. Sorry, nothing I could do about that. Then we move on to foiled shadow called Blood Moon, and then a color that I think is pronounced Oud. I couldn't tell you. Holy shit, Blood Moon is gorgeous. You guys are going to flip. And then there's Celestial. So there's Oud. Okay, and then we've got Blood Moon and Celestial. And let's throw Nefertiti on there because who doesn't love Egypt? I know I do. So that's Nefertiti. You can see there's a little chunky there. This one, the Blood Moon, buttery as fuck. Love it. So I remember, what was the first palette she did? I can't remember what it was called, but my Sephora didn't get it, and I was super bummed about that. But when we got this, I was like, yup, buying it. And I mean, the foiled shadows in here are great. The sparkly ones are a little chunky. So we've got Twilight, Amethyst, Royal, and Retrograde. So you could see again, the shimmery ones or sparkly ones are a little chunky, but the foiled ones are fucking out of this world. So then we got Cashmere, Angelic. Cosmo is the loose glitter. Holy shit. It's not loose, I'm sorry, it's a pressed glitter. So we've got Cashmere, Angelic, Cosmo, which is the pressed glitter, and Turkish Delight. Again, fuck, those foiled ones are so buttery. That glittery one, though, the Cosmo, that's a little chunky. I'm not used to working with pressed glitters. I have some loose ones from MAC, but I don't use them a lot. I don't know. And then last but not least, we have Saffron and Blazing. So Saffron, Blazing. And these are mattes. And they're very pigmented, and hopefully they'll blend very nicely. But I've been dying to work with this and see how it performs and how it's gonna wear. So let's check it out. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of primer, because why the fuck not, right? So just a little bit. And these last me forever. I'm pretty, oh wait, I didn't really get a lot. This one's on, this one's on its way out, I think. But they last me forever because a little bit goes a long way. And this is just the traditional primer potion. There's some other ones. I actually noticed recently that there was an anti-aging one, and I was like, that's cool. I have Eden, which is, you know, probably most often used for like cut creases and stuff, which I don't do a lot of. If you know me, if you've been here for any amount of time, you know that I like, what the hell is that on my face? I don't even know. Anyway, I like grungy looks. So I'm just going to jump right into this bitch, and we're going to go in with, let's see, go in with Musk. This shade right here, just on a fluffy brush. I use the same brushes all the time. I'm not too crazy with brushes. It's got a little bit of fallout, or kickback, but not too bad. And this is a matte shade, so I loved the matte shades that were in her little mini palettes for holiday. So these seem to, well, so far this one seems to be very nice. I'm loving doing these first impression videos because I film and I don't edit. Like, I just film all the way through because I like it. I feel like it's raw and like unfiltered and just my real thoughts, my real reactions. And I mean, if you watch the one for the white chocolate bar, ugh, that one was not, that was a shitty palette. I'm sorry, not sorry. It was trash. And I was skeptical because when I saw the layout of it, I was like, this is a bunch of fuckery. Like, who approved this? Too Faced's stuff seems to be super hit or miss when it comes to the palettes, and seemed like quite a few of you agreed with that in the comments section. I know I read one from Noni, hey girl, and she seemed like she was a little up in the air about it as well, and it's definitely not worth it in my opinion. So now I'm gonna take, let's go in with a little bit of Blazing, which is this shade, just a tiny bit. That's nice and pigmented. I mean, damn, that was a light tap. And holy shit, hello pigment. I watched a couple of other people's videos on this before filming because I'm a YouTube nerd, and when I'm not doing anything and I'm laying in bed, I love to watch videos. And I think it was Nikki Tutorials, who just is, why is she so beautiful, you guys? I can't handle it. I can't handle her beauty and talent. It's like too much. And she made a nice look with it, but of course. But a couple of other people that I had seen that were trying to work with Cosmo here, they were kind of complaining about it. But I mean, it's a pressed glitter. Either A, some people are not used to working with it, like myself, or B, you have to know how to work with it, which I honestly really don't. So if I even mess with that today, which I don't know that I will on camera, you know, I have my, what is this, my glitter glue ready just in case, because I need that whenever I use glitters, except for when I use the Stila, I forget what they're called, but like they're those liquid eyeshadows, sparkly eyeshadows, and those are the shit because they dry down and they're like, they really stay put and they're awesome. So I buffed that out so it's not as orange as it could be, because I mean, clearly it could be. I just kind of wanted to warm things up, but I don't want it to be, you know, crazy orange. I know that I want to play with Twilight, which is this shade. It's fucking beautiful. It has such a beautiful shift, and I want to see what happens with that. So, do any of you guys own this palette? If so, let me know what you think. I would love to see your looks too. Tag me on Instagram or Twitter. My handle, both places, is @theminigoddess, all one word. I usually put it in the description box below. I think I've forgotten lately because I've just been trying to get content out, and I'm just like, meh, whatever. Okay. So far, that's really, really, really nice, and it's light, and it's soft, and I like it. Trying to think if I should deepen the crease. Yeah, let's go in with some of this oud color. Oud? I think it's oud. Seems legit. Wow, that is beautiful. Oh my goodness. So one thing, I always want to do Twitter polls, but I don't have too many Twitter followers. A lot of the people watch my videos, I don't think they really use Twitter. But if you do, follow me. And not just for the followers, like, ooh, my follower count. Like, I don't give a shit about that. But I really want to do Twitter polls. I want to ask you guys questions about content and colors and shit like that. You know that all the videos that I film are not sponsored. I have no affiliate codes or anything like that. So I'm not asking for followers for that. It's really, I want more ways to interact with you guys. Like, for example, I'm here asking if any of you, have this palette and to show me your looks, and that would be a nice way to do it. Also, I wanted to ask you guys, if any of you love going to concerts like me. I love going to concerts, and whenever I'm able, that is what I'm doing with my life and my spare time. And I have some really awesome ones coming up, and I'm super excited about it. I get to see local shows all the time at the bar that I work at, which is great because it supports local artists and musicians. And there's so much like hidden local talent in different towns. It's really cool to see. I'm loving how this is coming out. But anyway, I'm going to see Enter Shikari, which is actually a band that I just kind of learned about. I'm going to go into Twilight and see how it works, and if I need to amp it up, I'm going to use some spray. Yeah, so Enter Shikari, I just kind of learned about from a really good friend of mine who, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wet this brush and go back in, who played it in the car, and I was like, ooh, what is this? Who is this? And he's like, dude, it's Enter Shikari, and they're going to be in Orlando soon, and I was like, oh, I want to go. So I got that show coming up, which I'm pretty excited about. And I believe they're an English band. So it's cool because a lot of bands that I like I love Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, and that's a band from England as well, and they don't get over here that much. Actually, he was here last, I want to say it was May, and I got to see that show, and I literally cried because I was so happy. Like, I got to the venue, which was in Tampa, and I remember I got in there, and I just started like welling up with tears because like I couldn't believe that I was gonna be able to see him and his band, because they came from so far away, and a lot of, you know, international bands don't get to America often, and if they do, you know, either I'll miss them or they're way too far away. It's in some city like New York or Boston or LA, you know, nowhere near me. So I was like, oh my God, that made my whole life. And who else do I have coming up? I'm going to see August Burns Red, which I'm really excited about, and Born of Osiris. And I haven't seen both of those bands in a long time. I thought this would be a lot more vivid, and it's kind of not. So we're just going to give this another spray and just fucking keep packing Twilight on the inner corners of the lid. There was a really cool metal show that I went to this summer called Summer Slaughter, but I had to go all the way to Atlanta for that, which is a day trip. But you know, if you want to drink and party with your friends, you gotta get a hotel, and it just becomes this like whole thing. But my God, that was a great show. It's nice to see more bands coming to Florida because there's a lot of people here that love music, so it's a little bit better, but I think that's as good as I'm gonna get. I don't think I need to lay down glitter glue to make this more vibrant because it's a shimmer and not a glitter, so I'm just gonna keep it like this, and it's absolutely beautiful. So yeah, and there's a bunch of other shows. I think Flogging Molly's gonna be here in March, and I really want to go see them again. They're always fun. I'm trying to think of who else. Just so many. I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get weird here, and I'm gonna go into the outer corner with Turkish Delight, because why not? I mean, let's fucking. Ooh, I'm dropping shit. I just want to see this color. Oh, so pretty. Oh my God. I love it. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Now we're talking. That'll teach them. I don't know where the fuck I heard that being said, but I can't stop thinking of it. That'll teach them. I think it was like, what the fuck was it? You know what? I'll remember later when I'm not filming, and then I won't be able to tell you. This is so beautiful, you guys. Oh my God. I think I'm definitely going to do some wing liner and a lash with this because I have to. Or at least mascara with this. Oh my God, this is so pretty. I love it. It's a weird combination, but it works. And I'm very pleased about that. So yeah, guys, if you guys are going to any concerts in 2018, let me know which ones you're looking forward to. I don't make New Year's resolutions, but this year I definitely, I've had enough with the bullshit and the fuckery, and I just made a promise to myself to start doing all the things that I've dreamed of doing for so long, things that I've put off, you know, for whatever reason. I just really want to be like more true to myself, and I don't really have a real bucket list, but I just want to start doing shit that makes my heart happy, and I highly recommend that all of you do the same, because I mean, you get one shot at this life, and everyone should enjoy it, and don't be afraid of anything, you know, face your fears. Like me, I'm so afraid of flying, you guys. I've flown before. I fucking hate it. It's just so unnatural to me. I get on the plane, I'm like, we're all gonna die. Like, I sat next to this, I'm going back in with a little bit of out. I sat next to this teacher the last time that I flew, and I fucking terrified this poor sweet woman. She was calm as anything, and I got on the plane, and it was New York to Fort Lauderdale, and I gave her a full-blown panic attack. So she's like, why don't you have a drink? And I'm like, okay, good idea. I'll have a drink. Horrible fucking idea. Let me tell you why. I get motion sick. Not all the time, but sometimes. Like, if I was to go on a roller coaster, or if I'm going to go to like a theme park, I don't really do roller coasters, but whenever I'm going to go to a theme park, I know that I need to take like Dramamine, like the non-drowsy type, or if I go on a boat, I need to take Dramamine because that motion is definitely going to make me sick. And I hadn't taken it on the plane, but I had that drink, and I think it was just one, and I'm pretty sure it was a screwdriver, which I don't drink vodka. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. And when that plane went to land, you guys, I totally tossed my cookies, and it just made it even worse. And by the time I got off the plane and my friends came to pick me up, I was an entire mess. I was pale. All of my eye makeup had run from, like, you know, puking and kind of, you know, your eyes tear or whatever. And I just looked like actual death. And I was like, never again. Fuck this. If I ever want to go anywhere, I'm just gonna drive. But back to following your dreams and stuff, like, I really want to go to, you know, Europe. What should we do for the bottom lid? Shimmers I don't often do on the bottom lid, so let me just go in with a little bit of, I'm going to take saffron. I'm going to use all the fucking colors. Yeah, I want to go to like Iceland. I want to go to Ireland. I want to go to Scotland. I want to see like all the castles. I would love to go to Romania, Bali, Fiji. I mean, the list just goes on. If I could travel this whole world in this life, I would. I'd love to go to Egypt. And, you know, to do those things, I got to get on a damn plane. And I'm like, you know, I got to get over that fear. I got to face that fear, because I don't want to be old, and I don't want to look back at my life and think, you know, look at what you could have done, but you didn't do because you were held back by fear. You know, I can't control, you know, certain things in life, but I can control my thoughts and my emotions. And I'm taking a little amethyst too, this one. And I mean, fuck it. If it's in my control to face a fear, I'm gonna face it, you know? I don't think I'd go like bungee jumping or anything like that, because I'm not really into it. But, you know, I'm not a big fan of heights. So, I mean, I could face that in other ways, but yeah. Ow, I just stabbed myself in the eye, you guys. Fuck. So, that's really pretty. And I'm just going to go back on my blending brush and a little bit of this amethyst and just kind of buff it out. I also want to start painting more. I used to paint all the time, and I've been lucky enough to sell some of my art. And I don't know why, but like, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago, I just completely stopped painting. Most of my paintings I would keep or I would give away to friends, but I just stopped doing it, and I don't know why. So I want to start doing that again. I actually might go to like the craft store tomorrow and, you know, just grab some canvases and some paint. This is always tricky for me to do. You know that if you watch my other videos. I hate that. I have a fucking, I've mentioned this before, I have a little bump, beauty mark, whatever you want to call it, right there, and it always gets in my way. So it's bullshit. And that's completely uneven as per usual. So great, we're right on schedule with that. shit. This is a really good eyeliner, so it's a pain in the ass that I don't have any Q-tips on hand. Why don't I have any Q-tips? But fuck it, it's just makeup. You make a mistake, fix it. It's no big deal. I'm obsessed with this eyeliner. Like, if she ever stops making it, I don't know what I'll do with my life. Like, I think I will cry. So, anyone else, like, have the constant struggle with liquid eyeliner no matter how many years you've been doing it? Because, fuck, me too. I was thinking about doing some story time videos, but I have so many weird life experiences. I'm like, where would I begin, you know? Also, I've been like I've always loved like true crime stories, and I'm completely obsessed with watching, you know, documentaries based on true crime, and also like missing persons cases. And I have seen an explosion of, like missing person things here on YouTube. And I think they're great because, you know, they bring attention to some really otherwise fucked up situations. And, you know, the police department and the FBI and all these, you know, things, they're swamped with cases like this that just flood in like every single day. So if the average person who has some sort of a platform can like do something to help spread awareness on this kind of shit, I think it's great. Also, they're just so addicting to watch. So I was thinking about maybe doing some missing persons cases or mysterious disappearance cases here on my channel to bring awareness, especially for like people of color, because I've definitely noticed that minorities, they're not as much minorities as they used to be, people of, you know, all different races. Slowly the world is becoming much more diverse, as it fucking should. And, but for people of color, I've noticed that their cases like don't get as much attention, or sometimes I feel like they almost get swept under the rug. I mean, you have like the Natalie Holloway, okay? Totally fucked up story what happened with her. I don't think they ever solved that to this day. But she was a white woman and she went missing in Aruba several years ago now. And there was like this nationwide, you know, outcry, and all of this money and all these resources and news like went in to like trying to find her. There was like massive rewards. And then I look at the case of, I believe her name was Kanika, who was the girl they found in a hotel in Chicago in a freezer, which was very sad, very, very sad and upsetting, but a very interesting story as well. And I mean, I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like the police didn't really do too much to find out what the hell happened to that poor girl. You know what I mean? They found her, they did the autopsy, but like, it was all over the news for like a day. And social media was the platform that really spread her story, because otherwise it was just, I believe, local like Chicago news. And then we stopped hearing about it. And it was like, what the fuck, you know? Her story, or I mean, yeah, obviously she wasn't missing as long as like the Natalie Holloway thing, but because they found her, but like still that case was really, really fucked up, and it deserved more attention than it got. And it was really nice to see all of these people with social media, you know, from Instagram to Twitter to Facebook and YouTube, making videos about her story. You know, because when she went missing, she was with her friends. You know, when you go out with your friends, you're supposed to feel safe. You know, most of us just want to go party and have a good night, and then crazy shit happens. So it was, you know, something that I think that a lot of people could learn from, but also it was very sketchy, and I wish that it would have received more attention. But anyway, here is my final look. If you want to know what mascaras I used the Miss Shore Big from Lancome, which I love for my top lashes. For the bottom lashes, I just have this Ulta one, and the only reason that I like it isn't the formula, it's the brush, because I can really get up close on those lashes. But when it's pretty much dried out, so I'm just going to clean the brush, save the brush, and then use it so I can get close to my lashes. But yeah, if you guys are interested in like true crime and stuff like that, let me know, because I would really, really like to just give it a shot to talk about some of these cases that I've been reading about and hearing about. And, you know, if you follow, like, I believe her name is Bella Fiore, She does stuff like that, and her videos are great. But I kind of want to give it a shot, so leave it in the comments below if you'd like to hear me talk about stuff like that here. But yeah, this is my final look, you guys. The Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palette. I hope you like it. Have an awesome day. If you want to follow me on social media, I'll link it below. Blah, blah, blah. Leave me a thumbs up. I love you all. Bye.